It's been 2 long weeks since the Lakers last had a chance to defend the Swamp. And anytime the champs come to town, it's added motivation to perform at the highest level. Pair that up with the fact that Coquitlam just doubled up Burnaby 14-7 last Friday night, and it should equal to a spirited effort from the boys in green. Welcome back to the Bill Copeland Sports Center. Welcome into Trickshot. And welcome to Junior Lakers TV. My name's Tino Farah alongside the crew of Trickshot. Get ready for some Burnaby Junior A Lakers lacrosse. They returned home for the first time in a little while, but it was just 5 short days ago when they found themselves in the Palace on Poirier. They're hoping for a bit of a better result this time around, and they're going to lean on Arjun Gill to backstop them to victory. Last Friday, it was Declan Morrison who got the start in goal. Both goaltenders wound up playing minutes. And again, the Lakers will look for a little bit more consistency this time around. Owen Byers started in goal the last time these two teams met. He'll start here once more. As the whistles go, we are underway. Vince Burrell and Nick Thomas will be your officials. Lengthy loose ball battle, but it goes the way of the visitors. And Owen Eckert will look for the first shot on goal. Can't find a lane. He'll dish it to the outside for Parker Kennedy. What a year Kennedy's having so far. Aside from the fact that he put up 8 points against Burnaby last week, he's also working on a 34-point season. And they're only halfway through. Now Chalmers will put it off the outside of the glove of Arjun Gill. He'll find his first save of the game. Up top, Archibald. Now Matty Dane, wearing the number 4 this year, gets it to the lefties on a set play. One-timer, and Archibald can't beat Gill. A nice stop stepping across to his right. An early defensive stand for the Lakers to look to build on. Daniel Battiston leaves up top for Waddy. Aiden Waddy now sees a lane opening up down low, then saw 3 defenders closing the gap. Shot on by Liam Connors. Can't beat Byers. Long bomb forward to the captain, Jordan Reed, in his final year of junior eligibility. Part of the leadership group here. That shot caught a piece of the post from Chalmers. Had Gill doing the splits. So Reed will peel off, get one final forward onto the floor. It'll be Matty Dane. To his left, Dane is going to drive off ball, and a shot off the left toe of Gill. That coming from the stick of George Calderoni. Another reset. Chalmers. Calderoni will set a screen. He's open in the middle. Pass doesn't come. Dane over to Olsen. Down to the corner now. Freeman, and the one-timer was attempted by Dane, but it rolls out of his stick. Xander Dong called up for this game. Gets it up to Jake Renshin, back into the lineup after missing some time due to an injury. The fast feet ends up on his wrong side, so he'll dish to Caden Urquhart. Lucas back to Renshin. Can't get the shot through. Now he will off the logo. Lucas is there for the rebound, but can't corral it. Trickles to the corner. Lucas now forechecking on Eckert. He'll switch hands, get it up to McNamara. Hibbert quickly came over to him. And it's going to be an unforced Coquitlam turnover. That's a rare mistake by the Adanacs near center floor. It's Waddy back to Connors. This might actually be Liam Connors' first game at home since joining the Lakers. I believe he got into the lineup for the first time during their road trip, or I shouldn't say road trip, but their games away from home that stretch over the last 2 weeks. Like we said off the top, it's been a while since Burnaby played a home game. Now A.J. Payne splits a couple of forecheckers. Keeps his footing, gets it to the outside. Waiting was Hofer. Now Urquhart. Battiston. Olsen comes up high on him. Late change for the Lakers brings Renshin back on. Renshin fakes the shot, finds topside, also finds Daniel Battiston. A good switch by the Coquitlam defenders. Olsen goes down. Urquhart will shoot well wide, and that'll bounce towards Renshin. Forced to just put that deep into the corner. Make sure you stick with us in the intermissions as well. You're going to hear from Wyatt Hofer from the Media Day availability early on in the year. You'll hear that interview at the first intermission, and then you're going to hear from Jeff Fisher in the second intermission. There's an early shot and a goal from Parker Kennedy just over the shoulder of Gill, and Coquitlam will pick up right where they left off last Friday. An early goal to go up 1-0. And when you're hot, you are hot. Remember, Parker Kennedy put up 8 points versus Burnaby last Friday night. From the Lakers side of things, they were led by Daniel Batistin. No goals, but 4 assists despite the loss. Certainly some things to build on for the Lakers. Eckert goes sliding into his own crease. That'll draw a loose ball push. And oh boy, Wyatt Hofer is on the limp on his way back to the bench. Hopefully he's all right. He is a massive part of this Burnaby core. The fifth-year defender out of Winnipeg. Freeman puts it wide. Rebound towards Gauthier. He's tied up by the forechecking Matty Dane. Gauthier continuing to dig. Good effort by Dane to come free of the pile with it. Now Olsen driving on Hibbard, and that didn't miss by much. Not a lot of room into that far lower corner, but still a close call. Burnaby will take it back near center floor, just about 5 minutes through the opening period. It's Coquitlam 1, Burnaby nothing on the goal from Parker Kennedy. Now Wrenchin. Can't get around the high defender, Jack Olsen. Roll finds Batistin, and he's into a double team now. One hand on his stick. He'll just dump that down low to Waddy. Picks that up off the hardwood, and it's knocked free of his possession. The swarming defense of the Adanacs. The space is hard to come by in the offensive zone. Here's Kennedy. Sees a trailer. It's Dane winding and firing, fought off by Gill. Miles Archibald banks it to himself off the glass. Hard swing over to Kai Hartley. There's Hofer. Doesn't look like he's limping too bad on this shift. Nice skip to the corner. Kennedy will swim. Can't get past Weinstein. And again, they lob that into the far corner, hoping for the one-timer. Kennedy on the roller towards Hartley. Pass is knocked down. Archibald trying to draw the loose ball push. That won't go. Oh, a late chance here for Chalmers, robbed by Gill. Shot clock may have just expired, but what a chance that was for Coquitlam out of nowhere by the seam of things. Now Connors. Ian Yarjo will get it back from Lucas. He's got Spencer White clearing space. Connors fakes the shot. Peels back from the corner. Urquhart shot around a screen, and he scores. Tie game in Burnaby. A great response from the Lakers. Take a look at the read here from Connors. Creating space on the low drive, and then Urquhart just far too open. It's Kyan Barar who's just a little slow on the slide. Maybe a little miscommunication from the defensive end. And just looking over at the Coquitlam bench, I believe I can see Pat Coyle having a quick conversation with Kyan Barar. I know they are very high on that second-year defender out of Coquitlam. Not a mistake that you see too often out of him. Now Wrenchin stumbled, throws a hard pass to the opposite corner for Aiden Waddy. Waddy will swim around Charbonneau, feed behind the goal. One more to the outside. Wrenchin on the fake, finds a little bit of space. Urquhart, the goal scorer, will shoot, and Byers hangs on. The Adanacs forcing Burnaby to use every second of this shot clock. And you would expect nothing less from the two-time defending Minto Cup champions. Now Gill off the face mask. That might scuff up his chrome helmet just a little bit. But it's a save, and that's all that really matters from the Lakers' perspective. Getting outshot 7-4 at home. Hard one over to Freeman. He bobbled it. Good pressure in the corner. Freeman finds it though, recovers. Rounding the corner, Weinstein with a good slide on him. Check that, it was Xander Dong. Now Chalmers. He can't get around Luke Harish-Blight. Freeman protecting. Another one to the far wall, and that shot will go wide and bounce back over the center line. Right into the stick of Kyan Brar. He'll settle it. So Liam Connors will collect first. Connors' shot kicked aside by Byers. Loose ball to the corner. Ackle Hargy dealing with two Lakers, and Yarjo had it for a moment until he's thrown down to the floor. A hard hit. He lost a glove while the ball goes the other way, led by Brar. Stops up, feeds Eckert. He tucks, shoots wide, and he can't touch the ball now as he was last to step through the crease. He'll change, so that'll be nullified. Replaced by Chalmers. Archbold is on as well. Chalmers on the screen, gets around Payne. Now a dive through the crease. Parker Kennedy denied once more by Arjun Gill, and it's a new possession for Coquitlam. Chalmers engaging, feeds Dane. Near side, Hartley. Hartley looking through the middle, finds Parker Kennedy with a heavy release. Stopped by Gill. Chance now for Hofer, maybe on a breakaway. The speedy Wyatt Hofer stopped by Byers, and he falls back into his crease. It's on the goal line. A big save for Owen Byers. Now Olsen gets back into the mix. Callum Olsen can play a little bit of defense, can play a little bit of offense by the looks of things going out the O-gate this game. Caden Urquhart, the lone Burnaby goal. Now 9 minutes through this first period. Renshin, head up. Forced wide by Eckert. White gives him a little bit of space, but the Renshin shot is blocked. Chance to run now for the Adanacs. McNamara with room. Shot on the run. That goes high and wide. Dane feeds back to the perimeter. 15 to shoot. Kennedy. Defended by Dong. Kennedy shot around a screen. Hit the post. Weinstein picked up the loose ball. And now he'll run on the forechecking Parker Kennedy. Couple of posts in the first period now for Coquitlam. Score is still even at 1-1. It's Connors. Hard swing over to Yarjo. Urquhart entered on his wrong side. He'll take space behind the goal. The pass is to him. He'll dunk it, and Byers got across in time. Now a chance to go the other way. Olsen has it. Ran into A.J. Payne. A couple of Maple Ridge boys come together. A.J. Payne, the fifth-year defender. Now Chalmers will drive. A bouncer scores. Coquitlam reclaims the lead. It's 2-1 with 9:46 to play. Well, right now it's Chalmers and Kennedy leading the goal scoring for the Adanacs. This is a look at the Wyatt Hofer breakaway opportunity a couple of minutes ago. It eventually leads to this. Chalmers on the bounce. Kennedy came into this game with 11 goals. He scored early. Chalmers came into this game with 11 goals, and now neither can say the same thing. They'll both be locked up at 12 each. They're scoring both of Coquitlam's first period goals, and they're both back on the floor together once more. Kennedy looking under the arm. Gill got a good piece of it. Hartley on a blind backhander. That goes wide. Hard bump into the boards. Bryce Manson Gordon wins a good loose ball battle. He's got to get over the center line. He might be in a bit of trouble. Parker Kennedy stayed with him the whole way. Now Daniel Batistin does a good job to get around Alec McNamara. Batistin. Up top is Connors. Righty strong set for the Lakers. Swing back over to Lucas. He'll drive, he'll shoot. Byers swallows it. Another one that just goes under his arm, but able to squeeze it up against his body. And now here comes Xander Freeman. Once again, going to work with Olsen. Low pass, handled well by Chalmers. Olsen to the corner for Freeman. Open far side, shot by Calderoni. And Gill has to fix some equipment. New possession for Coquitlam. Olsen in front, open, scores! Freeman left untouched. He was on his wrong side, but still nobody near him, able to lift that over top of the shoulder of Arjun Gill, and Coquitlam now with their largest lead. It's 3-1. Yeah, you can see the breakdown there. It was Weinstein, the defender, who was in the area until he wasn't. And Xander Freeman will pick up his 7th of the year. A happy early birthday to him as well. Turns 18 this coming Saturday. Early celebration with a goal under his belt away from home. Trailer is Freeman. He's right back on. Here's Chalmers. Manson Gordon defending him. Kennedy gets the slide as Hibbert closed the gap, and Kennedy gets another. Burnaby's got to find a way to slow down these floodgates early on. You got to remember, though, with this Coquitlam group, yes, we talked about Burnaby and them wanting a bit of revenge, considering how things went last Friday in Coquitlam. This is a frustrated Adanacs group, and I mean, that's despite their record. They're coming off of a loss against Victoria in just their last game. You got to remember here, they surrendered an 8-0 run against that Victoria group, and that started in a situation where Coquitlam was up 5-4, and they would wind up losing that game by a total of 5. Not a performance that they are all too pleased about, but this is a very focused, leadership-heavy group. The mantra, "What's next?" is often said on their bench, in their dressing room. So you know they want to recover nicely after the loss against Victoria. It's actually something that both these teams have in common, because the last time the Burnaby Lakers took to the floor was an 11-6 loss versus those same Shamrocks. Always a chance to right the wrongs. Jake Renshin can't beat the stick of Byers. Transition opportunity maybe for Coquitlam as Barrar will fire a heavy one right into the Lakers logo, and Hofer does a nice job boxing out in the crease, making sure Matty Dane isn't going to get anywhere near that rebound. Now Ben Hobson runs himself into a little bit of trouble. He'll peel off to the bench after feeding Liam Connors. Batistan gets topside on Olsen. Trailer is Yarjo. White with a nice screen. Flip back, intended to feed White, but it was blocked by the captain, Reed. Now Lalonde has it. Liam Connor is instructed to peel off to the bench, get a defender on. It'll be Weinstein. It's Hartley on the cradle. Far side feed to Calderoni. He dropped it. Now Kennedy, a good handle there. He's on hat-trick watch in these early goings. A jump shot that got through. Rebound falls in front of the crease of Arjun Gill before it's picked up by Manson Gordon. Coquitlam up to 20 shots on goal. Still 5.5 minutes remaining in this first period, in which they lead 4-1. White is going to drive and shoot. Avoids the goaltender. It looked like he was going to make all sorts of contact with Byers, but could not avoid the crease. Possession back to the visitors. Olsen skips. Back to Freeman. Where is it? It's in. You could hear Gill got a huge piece of it. May have just bounced off the post and back over the line. A weird one. And Arjun Gill is going to be pulled from the net. In comes Declan Morrison. It was the reverse of this last Friday when Declan Morrison got the start in goal and wound up having some relief come in the form of Arjun Gill. It was, though, just a brief break, and we'll see if this winds up being the same thing. The telltale sign is usually if the goaltender being pulled on the bench keeps their helmet on. Oftentimes that means they will come right back in after a quick breather, and ideally a change of momentum, in this case back in Burnaby's favor. So we'll see. But right now Arjun Gill still with his gear on the Lakers bench. Wyatt Hofer had that breakaway chance early in this period. Gets it up to Daniel Batista. Now Lucas over to Yarjo at the half wall. Yarjo driving on Lalonde. Turns the corner. Waddy has it. Winding, firing, scoring! What a goal from Aiden Waddy just inside the post. There's the momentum they need, and here comes Gill back into the goal. Stand up Armstrong. Aiden Waddy, what a shot that was. Perfectly placed. Byers may have been screened a little bit, but that is a massive goal for the Lakers. They end the short run. Still have 4.5 minutes to try to make something happen. They're going to have to defend here, though, as Owen Eckert picks it up following the ensuing faceoff. A similar theme in this game as what we saw last Friday. Right now, Coquitlam out shooting the Lakers 21-9. Maybe another one coming here as they'll work to the corner. Now in front, Calderoni stopped by Gill. A nice first save for him since rejoining the game. But last Friday, come the end of that first period, the Adanacs outshot Burnaby 22-7. A high-volume shooting team in the Adanacs. Lakers looking for a bit of a reset for themselves here, trying to get back to their winning ways as that shot hits the crossbar off the stick of Miles Archibald. Before the losses versus Coquitlam and Victoria, they got a massive win on the road versus New Westminster. 10-5 was the final. A real tight game until the third period, until it just wasn't close anymore. Burnaby flexing a muscle in that game by the end of it. A real character-building game for this group. AJ Payne is clipped. He goes down hard. Possession now back to the Lakers. 3:21 remaining. Jake Renshin looking for some reinforcements. Waddy to Connors. Liam Connors. Hard pass Yarjo into the corner. Renshin bobbled it. Gets up and spins on Homoka, who gets taken down by Lucas. An early end to that Lakers possession, and here they go again. The Adanacs in transition. Oscar Lucas peels back. Olsen will make his way to the bench. Actually, some Olsen to Olsen action there. Jack Olsen feeds Callum. Back to Callum Olsen. Chalmers, shot. Shoulder stop Gill. Reed up for an offensive shift. Couldn't corral the loose ball. Adanac still will, however. 2.5 to play. Olsen to Freeman. Just 3 forwards on the floor right now as the remaining defenders for the Adanacs will change. That brings on Calderoni and Matty Dane. Chalmers stayed on. He tries to finish high, Gill with a nice shoulder stop there, and it goes out of play. Coquitlam almost up to 30 shots on goal. Dane leaping to collect. He'll shoot and score. They get right back to their scoring ways. This is a 6-2 game. Dane able to reach. A full release on that one. Homoka will win that cleanly to himself. One hand feed over to Charbonneau. Coquitlam Coquitlam's done a good job at the faceoff dot in this game. Kai Hartley can't drive on AJ Payne. Hartley's going to try the top side this time. Hofer with a good switch. Ball is down. Kennedy has it, looking for his hat trick marker, as is Nathan Chalmers. They're both on. Chalmers, jump shot, high and wide. Declan Morrison back into this game after that last Coquitlam goal. Lob pass forward, Tommaso Biron. Thought about the feed to Oscar Lucas, decided better of it though. Waddy to Batistin, approaching the final minute. Wrenchin on the run. There's a glove loose down on the floor, picked up by Batistin. Now Lalonde dealing with a two-man forecheck, able to break free of that and get it up the floor to Kyan Barrar. Barrar. He'll drop that to Olsen. Freeman to the trailer. One-timer, and that's a great kick stop by Declan Morrison. Now Manson Gordon can't clear. 34 seconds to go. Adanacs are going to hang on to it. The clock winds down under 30. About a 6-second difference between the game and shot clock. Olsen. Manson Gordon rolled off of him. Here's Dane with the latest Adanacs goal, looking for another. That goes off a body and bounces towards the center line. Burnaby can't pick it up cleanly. Now Gauthier will. They're not going to call timeout. He's going to take a little space. Don't think he realizes how much time is left, and the period will wind down. Finally, at the last second, he fires that towards the goal, but it was too little, too late. And the Coquitlam Adanacs make their way into the swamp, and they keep their scoring ways going that they found back at home last Friday. And again, this is a group in Coquitlam looking for a bit of a rebounding effort themselves coming off of that loss against Victoria. And they've got themselves off onto the right foot here with a good showing of 6-2 away from home. And you got to keep in mind here, folks, keep your eyes on the date that we're at right now. Currently the 17th, I believe. The date you're going to want to keep your eyes on going forward is June 30th. We are just 2 weeks away from the BC Junior A Lacrosse League trade deadline. And we are halfway, now over halfway through this season. It's time to start to pick out who the real contenders are throughout this league, who are going to be the buyers. As we see Coquitlam, everybody knows they're the two-time defending champions, and they find themselves at the top of the standings for another year here. Have to imagine that they are going to be a buyer come these next 2 weeks, and also have to imagine that they might have their eyes on a couple of these Burnaby players if they choose to go in that direction. We'll see, but a big 2 weeks coming up here in the BC Junior A Lacrosse League. Teased it earlier in this period, as we're going to throw now to an interview that we had with Wyatt Hofer on the media day from the Burnaby Lakers just ahead of the season. Again, there's so much talk about the culture, the changing, or the turning of the guard here in Burnaby, and Wyatt Hofer talks a lot about this, or a lot about that. Enjoy this interview with Winnipeg's own Wyatt Hofer.
Okay, give us your name, your number, and your position.
Yeah, my name is Wyatt Hofer, number 21, defense.
What would you say your play style is? What kind of player are you?
I'd say I'm a fast guy, likes to push transition, and has a hard time scoring goals.
There have been some people on this team that have called you the fastest guy in the league. What is your response to that?
I appreciate them calling me out, but only one way to find out during the season.
Is there anything that you went into the last off season that you wanted to work on coming into this year?
Yeah, for sure. Like pushing transition, running up as numbers, right? That's a big thing in lacrosse. Transition wins games. So this offseason, putting in the work, sled pushes, lots of cardio, training with my teammates back at home I used to play with. Yeah, it goes a long way.
You're from Winnipeg, correct?
Yes.
What has the transition been like for you? I mean, I know you've been with this team before, but what has the transition been like for you moving out here and playing with the Lakers?
Man, it's been amazing. Like lacrosse-wise, more talent out here for sure. Because when I was in Winnipeg, it was a B1 league. So back in Winnipeg, I was playing junior B1. So coming out here, a little bit nerve-wracking when I first came out here, but team management, coaches, all super welcoming, gave me a fair chance, gave me love, gave me support. So I think that was the biggest thing, just knowing everyone in the locker room had my back and I had theirs.
What would you say the identity of the team is going to be this year?
Grit and heart. Like just knowing, like I said before, like going out there knowing like the teammate, like my teammates are going to put their heart and soul on the floor, same as me, goes a long way.
You're one of the guys that's going to be part of the leadership group. You're wearing an A, as we can all see, and this is obviously a very historic franchise. What does it mean to you personally to be a captain on a team with so much history?
It's an honor. Like coming from like Winnipeg, being a second-year player in BC, it's like the biggest honor I've had in my lacrosse career yet. Like coming out here, being able to wear an A for a BC team, it's like a dream come true.
You were with this team last year as well. You've been kind of a part of the ups and the downs, and hopefully there's some more ups to come this year as well. But there's a new culture being built here in Burnaby with this team. What can you say about what's being built now with this team?
Like, it comes from the management, right? Like, look what we have going on. Like, we have like 8 people from out of province. Coaches, management are putting in the effort. It goes a far, like, long way. Just like having BC guys, local guys, like importing guys is like a big thing now. Like, look at the other teams are all doing it, and now we're following suit. I think we're gonna have a hell of a year. We're gonna be a strong team, and we're gonna be competitive. We're gonna be up there in the league for sure.
It's a brand new coaching staff as well. Some guys that are playing pro, some guys that have been wearing this jersey in their past junior days as well. What's it been like to be coached by this group?
It's been wicked so far. Like Kirby, Clarich, Bella, Gabriel's, like they're amazing. Like learning so much from them. They're giving me so much knowledge in the past like 2 months I've been here. Like the coaching staff, I couldn't ask for a better coaching staff for the year.
Good luck this year.
Thank you very much.
Back inside the Swamp, just ahead of period number 2, kicking off between the Burnaby Lakers and the visiting Coquitlam Adanacs, who find themselves up 6-2 through 20 minutes. Also outshooting Burnaby 26-10. Yikes. Burnaby's defenders have to find a way to slow down the shot totals of the Adanacs because they just poured it on in that first period, which included at one point a 4-0 run. It was Parker Kennedy who got things started. Caden Urquhart answered back to make it a 1-1 tie. Nathan Chalmers, Xander Freeman, Parker Kennedy again, and Xander Freeman again got things going in favor of Coquitlam on that 4-0 run before Matty Dane finished off the period to make it 6-2. Aiden Waddy got a beauty for the Lakers in between all of that. Declan Morrison is back in goal to start the second period. He didn't start this game, however. Only listed as making one save since coming into this game. Owen Byers at the other end, though, has stopped 8 of the 10 Lakers shots that he had faced, and, make it 9 of 11. As he makes an early save here in this period, and that's your first period Saskay Ready Mix review. Yarjo protecting on Reed, flipping to Oscar Lucas, the former Coquitlam Adanac. Yarjo, one more flip. Urquhart had to reach for it. He'll spin and shoot, and that's a nice stop for Byers. Able to hang on to that. No Dane Doby on the Adanacs bench in this game. Looking over there, though, and I see Jalen Chaster. So I'm not sure if he's been on the bench for a game yet this year. Chalmers just missed that top corner. Kennedy looking for the rebound, battling with Buron. Xander Dong bats that towards center. Coquitlam's got to be quick to get something on goal here. They've only got 3 seconds to do so, and McNamara, the high percentage shot, hoping for that rebound, but Morrison able to control with the left glove. Now White to Renshin. Far side feed. Urquhart gets it to Waddy, a good jab step. Renshin back over to Urquhart. He'll drive and shoot, narrowly missing that near side post. Renshin with a little bit of room. He'll shoot around a screen. Rebound falls right to Urquhart, and he's absolutely smothered as Charbonneau got a late hit in on him. So Urquhart, one of the 2 Burnaby goal scorers, just he and Aiden Waddy have been able to beat Owen Byers. Skip towards the near wall. Calderoni just missed it. Luke Harish-Blight. Hobson shot, smothered. Byers has a man going to the bench. Does he want the long bomb? No. Looked like he just double clutched on it a little bit, but still made the safe play to Eckert. Matty Dane. Finds a little bit of room. Lefty strong for Coquitlam. Olsen to the corner. Swing. Dane on the one-timer. Oh, and that hit Hofer, and that may have got him in a sensitive area. He's back to his feet, but gingerly getting back towards the Burnaby bench as we speak. Yikes. Hopefully he's going to be all right. Remember, he was on the limp early on in this game. Has been moving pretty good since, though. Batistin to Yarjo. Another swing. Connors bobbled it. Burnaby still able to keep the play alive, though. Waddy toe drags around his man. He'll go behind the goal. Running out of time. Running out of space as well. That's another hard hit. That's Sam Charbonneau with another one. Now Calderoni. Still waiting for some help. A late change for Coquitlam brings on Archbold and Kai Hartley. Calderoni swings. Freeman, rebound to Calderoni into a yawning cage. Oh, the most friendly Coquitlam bounce you'll ever see. And that is probably going to be the easiest goal of George Calderoni's career. Nobody near him. Morrison has no idea where it is until it's far too late. And the lead is now 7-2, just about 4 minutes into the second period. AJ Payne battling with Reed. Had to get out of the way of Morrison. Payne up to Hofer, so he's not going to miss any time. Throws that up towards an unsuspecting AJ Payne, and now Spencer White is going to put Burnaby down a man on the cross-checking call. He took down Owen Eckert. And believe it or not, this is just going to be the first penalty we've seen in this game, and it's going to go to Coquitlam. So it'll be a Del Bianco contracting short man opportunity for the Lakers. Their PK has been good. 72% coming into this game. The problem for them, though, is they're going up against the top-ranked power play of the Adanacs, scoring 38% of the time. That shot goes wide. Chalmers up top. Archibald swings to the corner. A nice pass, but falls out of the stick of Kennedy. Now they're going to get it back before Burnaby could clear. Good stick for Matty Dane. Keeps this possession alive. Gives them a new 30 to work with as well. Here's Chalmers. Play a bit of catch. Drags to the corner now. Dane, one-timer, and Morrison got over in time. Another new 30 for Coquitlam. Chalmers, Archibald, winding up, feeds Chalmers at the point. Back up top. He'll step into one. It's blocked. Hofer got his stick into the lane. 15 on the shot clock. A chance to drive for Hartley. Another block from the Burnaby penalty killers. This time it was Gauthier. Oh, and then a ball that slides out of the stick of the passer, winds up into the Coquitlam bench. Hofer wants the early whistle. He bats it forward. A shorthanded breakaway, and Hofer's taken down. And that's going to be an illegal substitution call going against Coquitlam. And that's going to bring an end to that Adanacs power play. We'll take a look. Man, I mean, if Hofer could have just settled that into his pocket even just a foot or two earlier. I mean, nobody in this league is catching him. Oh, excuse me, they're giving the penalty to Burnaby for illegal substitution. Well. Now it's a 5-on-3 for Coquitlam. I was wondering why that wasn't turning into a Burnaby penalty shot, but instead it's a two-man advantage, but they're going to go 4 forwards and Jordan Reed waiting near center. They once again go to Parker Kennedy on the crease. That doesn't work out. Here goes Kennedy. Chalmers winding. Kennedy shooting. Scores! Good luck stopping the combination of Nathan Chalmers and Parker Kennedy. That will complete the Kennedy hat trick. You just saw how many times they looked to him on the crease. It just felt like it was going to be a matter of time until he found the back of the net, and he does with that two-man advantage. So Coquitlam stays on the power play for a minute and a half. Kennedy looking backdoor to Chalmers, who will settle it down. You can hear the instruction from the Coquitlam bench, a reminder that they are on the power play and they want to slow it down. Behind the goal, Hartley scores. Has it been made clear yet why the Adanacs have the best power play in the league? So many options to go to. This time it's Kai Hartley on the finish. Hartley just finds that little bit of space in between the high and low defenders on that far side, and Dane finds him in stride, and he's able to put that over the left shoulder of Declan Morrison. Batistin. Renshin thinking about the drive on Henrik Lucas. Low save, Byers will smother, and that's quickly into his stick, looking up in transition. Burrar to Lucas. Miles Archibald Looks up to Ben Hobson, gets it over to the far wall. Now Olsen on his toes, looking to drive on Buron. Can't get the pass to Freeman. He does find Calderoni. In the middle was Freeman. Just untouched, but he couldn't settle down that pass. Morrison will make the stick save. Oscar Lucas. Little bit of room. He'll feed over to Connors, who shoots. Rebound falls to White. Yarjo was open. He couldn't settle that down. Feeds over to Oscar Lucas. With room again. Stick stop Byers. Oscar Lucas has been having a hard time finding open space in this game. Been held without a point so far. Still 8 minutes left in this middle period. Trailer, Freeman off the right pad. Rebound available. Dane finds a little room. He'll go behind the goal. Freeman, Kennedy, he'll drag, can't shoot. Kennedy wants it back, he gets it. Nice move by Hartley. He'll spin, looking to the outside. Manson Gordon keeps him wide, and it's in on the dunk. How did that go in? Morrison wondering the same thing. Parker Kennedy, I believe, was the shooter behind the goal. Take a look at this. Oh man, how did that find its way in? Feet are clean, and yeah, it's resting on the back of Morrison. Now there's a Lakers shaking up. It's Hofer. Once again, getting up on the limp. It's hard to imagine he would miss any time at this point. He is just an absolute grinder. Hopefully you enjoyed the interview with him during our first intermission. He is a beloved teammate within this group. And hunched over right now talking to the trainer, but if we've learned anything about him, I mean all season long, but even just in the small sample size of this game on an individual sense, there is no chance he's missing a shift if it's up to him. They score again. No, Freeman's goal is going to be waved off. Would have been his second of the game. Now Gauthier. Remember, too, Wyatt Hofer had that block into, like we said, a bit of a sensitive area earlier on in this game. That might be something that he's nursing every time he gets to the bench. So Waddy sees a man open behind the goal. There's a chance for the dunk, but Connors can't get it off in time. He feeds to the near corner. Batistan, Oscar Lucas shoots around Barrar right into the stick of Byers, who fires that up to Kyan Barrar. Bats it ahead to himself, settles it down. Gets around Harish Blight. Chalmers will help. Barrar, the lone defender, out. He'll get himself back onto the bench. Pass up would be intercepted by Weinstein. Hobson sets the screen. Weinstein was on his wrong side, however, and now there's a Coquitlam penalty coming up. Renshin taking a peek around to see who he's got with him. There's 10 seconds left. He shoots early. Morrison got to the bench, but a sixth forward never came on for Burnaby. Regardless, they're going to go 5-on-4 on the illegal substitution call against Coquitlam. And we'll see who's going to have to come over and serve this penalty. Regardless, though, it will be a shotcrete power play for Burnaby, their first one of this game. Their power play has been pretty good as well. 33% of the time they score on these opportunities. They've actually had the fewest power play opportunities in the entire league. And Coquitlam's penalty kill has left much to be desired. Uncharacteristically, the last place penalty kill in the BC Junior A League at an even 50%. White shoots, and that's a great stop by Byers. Ball is loose. It's batted into the corner. I believe it was Batista who kept that play alive. Oscar Lucas was able to fish it from the corner. Pass up to Yarjo. It deflected off of Barrar's stick, so no back over. And Morrison will calmly get that up to Kian Yarjo. Limited time now for Burnaby. They got to go quickly. Batista, screen set by Connors. Yarjo with a shot. Yarjo with a goal. They finally get back on the board. Kian Yarjo collects his 11th. He'll be into double digits on the year. A big windup from the point, and it's another power play goal against the Adanacs. Look at how far he winds that thing up. The head of his stick is almost down by his heels before he starts the trajectory forward. The interior of British Columbia is getting some love in this game. Kian Yarjo hailing from Vernon, BC. Aiden Waddy has one of the 3 goals as well. Already mentioned from Armstrong. Sure friends and family are watching on from afar here, and the interior has 2 of the 3 Burnaby goals this evening. Here's Chalmers trying to match the Parker Kennedy hat trick. He'll shoot, fought off by Morrison. Waddy out for a defensive shift. Maybe he wants to go to goal once again. Right now Parker Kennedy is stuck out for a defensive shift. Yarjo dishes across. We'll see if they want to attack right at Kennedy here. Yarjo is going to drive on Henrik Lucas. Now Connors with a low release. That's blocked. Urquhart sprints to the corner. Connors has to shoot. He will. That goes wide. And if not for the netting here at the Swamp, that may have been a souvenir for a lucky fan up in the top row. Calderoni splits, shoots off the inside of the post. Hartley wisely lets that bounce over the center line before he picks it up. Freeman shakes off Hofer, moving well again after he's been banged up a couple of times. To the corner. Archbold takes a couple of whacks from Gauthier. Hartley powers through everybody. Can't beat Morrison. Loose ball battle goes in the corner. Bryce Manson-Gordner behind the goal, excuse me. He and Hofer will pair up, but a great loose ball collected by the Adanacs. Hartley, he'll shoot off a stick and wide. Hofer, I mean, you can just see how gingerly he's moving. Makes a nice pass to Urquhart, swims, in some trouble, keeps his feet moving and escapes the danger. Now Renshin has it. Renshin stops up. Feeds behind the goal. They want the dunk to the short side. Byers got the left pad over. And now Batista. I mean, that was close to a delay a game call. Certainly could have been. Now Chalmers to the corner again. Dane leaps across the crease, stopped by Morrison. Loose ball towards the restraining line. Chalmers 1-on-3, leaves it behind. Hobson tries to pick it up, and the Lakers will escape. 6 minutes to play in this middle period. Hobson. Spencer White. Kian Yarjo has it. Fresh off the bench, Connors with a big wind-up off the shoulder of Byers, and Jordan Reed will collect. He'll sprint the floor. Jordan Reed might want to drive. He does, and that's stopped by Morrison, and they shoot on the rebound right into the stick of Morrison. What a stop while down. An unorthodox stop for the Burnaby keeper, but a save nonetheless, and a beauty at that. White. Batista. Chance to shoot for Connors, and that goes wide of the goal. Renshin picks it up from the perimeter. He'll drag, he'll shoot, off a stick and wide. Burnaby's got to get something on goal. Waddy will at the last second, and it'll fall into a defensive stick now as Lalonde will clear the line. Final 5 minutes of this second period. Nathan Chalmers working on a 2-goal performance. Dane can't roll to the middle. He's open, but the pass doesn't come from Kennedy. Instead, they'll get it to the corner behind the goal. Dane stepped down in the crease. Another dunk opportunity for the Adanacs. This time it's Matty Dane who would be denied by the crease violation. Morrison did get the glove over, I should say. An unofficial save we'll give him. Oscar Lucas. The trailer, Batistin. Left pad stop. It's Eckert to McNamara. Had Freeman coming off the bench. Now he's got Calderoni on the rebound. Another great stop by Morrison. Lost his stick, doing everything he can to keep his team in this fight. They continue to trail by 3. Coquitlam on the reset. What a stop that was. Here's Kennedy. Archbold will shoot. Morrison with another stop. Now Xander Dong. Spencer White, what a rookie campaign he's had so far this year. No goals yet in this game, but up to 19 points. Splitting time between the junior Bs and junior As. Lucas, hard jab step on his former teammate Reed. Now he'll shoot, stick save, rebound, falls to the crease. Here's White and he puts it just wide. Close call in tight for Spencer White. Now Reed, Chalmers has his stick ripped out of his hand. That's going to be a penalty. The rebound will be collected, and it will indeed be a holding the stick call. And is that Luke Harish-Blight? I believe it is. On the slow walk to the penalty box. Once again, a Del Bianco contracting short man opportunity for Burnaby. We have yet to see an unsuccessful power play in this game. The Adanacs 2 for 2, the Lakers 1 for 1. At some point, that has to change, right? Backhander. That goes wide. Archbold gets it again at the perimeter. Playing a bit of pass right now is Chalmers at the point. He'll shoot, save made, and Payne will collect in the crease. Payne trying to power his way through, absorbs a high stick, somehow keeps possession, and he'll flip that up. What an individual effort from the veteran A.J. Payne. Was actually doing a bit of a dive on him earlier before this game. Wanted to see when the last time he scored a goal was, and if my stats are correct, through his years of junior A lacrosse, he has not scored a goal at the junior A level. He has scored a goal at the junior level. It came early on in his junior career when he was with the junior B Maple Ridge Burrards, when he had 2 goals against the Richmond Roadrunners. And from what my research has been able to show me, those are the only 2 goals of his junior career. Now Dane is going to go to the point. Chalmers in the corner, back up top. Dane fakes the pass, shoots, may have caught a deflection, but Morrison with the save nonetheless. Penalty clock winds down to 45. Dane bobbled it, gets it to Kennedy. Underhand feed, Dane, near side, pass to the corner, back over to Chalmers. Skip, over to Kennedy, he bobbled it, he'll settle it, still with 15 to shoot. Kennedy to Dane, Chalmers working his way to the middle, creating a bit of space for Calderoni. Kennedy denied by the right foot of Morrison. Now a nice swim in transition for Biron. Attacking it, Dane. Biron spins away from the pile, gets it to the outskirts. And Burnaby, they can hang on and just kill the rest of this. There's just 10 seconds left on the holding the stick penalty to Luke Harish-Blight. 1:15 remaining in the period. White spins on Homoka. Penalty is over. Finally, The dam is broken, so to speak. A dunk from behind by White. That almost went on Byers. Coquitlam now 2 for 3 on the power play. Chalmers. Kennedy off the bench, directing some traffic in terms of what he wants to see. There's 10 to shoot. They want to fire early on, hoping that Burnaby won't be able to get an early shot here and that the Adanacs can hold for last possession. Now Morrison, who can really fire this ball, throws it the length of the floor, winds up just giving it away. Now Coquitlam may once again want an early shot, and I don't think they're going to be able to get it. The clock gets to 30 now. There's 7 seconds separating the game and shot clock. So Byers will stay in goal. Chalmers in no rush here whatsoever. Shot clock winds to 10. Chalmers to the corner, or at least he's directing Caldroni to work from the corner. Chalmers still with it. He's got 2 seconds to shoot. A twister, he scores! With about a second left on the shot clock and 7.6 left until the break, Nathan Chalmers going shot for shot with Parker Kennedy. They've each got a hat trick. Contributing now between the pair of them on 6 of the 11 Coquitlam goals. Right between the wickets of Declan Morrison. Maybe time for one last chance for Coquitlam had they been able to pick up that loose ball cleanly. They were unable to do so, and they will take an 11-3 lead into the final intermission of this game. Barring some sort of a comeback here from the Lakers, but they got to get something going here sooner rather than later, and they are running out of time to do so. But they'll look on to the third period, and something that we've talked about a lot about this Burnaby group, and I mean, it speaks again to the culture in which they're trying to change here and trying to bring in to this Lakers organization is their ability to never really be out of the fight. Yes, they're trailing 11-3 in this game. Yes, they need to find something to get momentum in their favor, but this is never a group that really has any quit in their game, and I think that's something that you're going to notice in this third period as well. They play the final whistle no matter what the score, and remember, this is a group that is trying to build for years to come. This isn't a one-year rebuild. This isn't likely even a 2-year rebuild. They want this to be prolonged success so they can get back to where they were in the past years of the Junior Lakers, winning all those Minto Cups back in their history. Hopefully you enjoyed that first intermission review we showed you with Wyatt Ofer. And if you did, you're in luck because we've got another one for you to show you. Once again, for the media day the Lakers held before the season started. This one goes to Jeff Fisher. I believe he told me his title is the Director of Player Personnel. I might be wrong on that. I might actually get a text from him correcting me. Operations. Okay, thank you to the Trickshot producers. So enjoy this conversation with the Director of Operations of Burnaby Junior Lakers.
We're here with the Director of Operations for the Burnaby Junior A Lakers, Jeff Fisher. Jeff, we've been asking everybody off the top here, what do you remember about the day that you were offered this position?
I thought I was retired. Old Gordy Gask asked me to come back in. My son had just finished his last year at Junior A, and kind of was going to ride off into the sunset, but asked for some help out here in Burnaby, and I was happy to step up and do so.
It's been quite a while for you since you've been in sort of a managerial role in lacrosse. What's it been like to be back in these kind of shoes?
It's been actually, this experience right here in Burnaby has been fantastic. The leadership group, the management side of things, they really are putting their money where their mouth is, and we're getting it done. The B1er, we're not getting the wins we're looking for. It's a very young group, but everything we've done so far to build this and the culture now for the Junior A team, I'm very excited for tomorrow night's opener. It's been a very interesting experience coming back into this. I don't want to speak too poorly about how Burnaby was in the past. Didn't always get all the wins seasonal-wise. We're turning things around. It's a new culture here.
I'm glad you just used the word culture. Every single coach that we just talked to, from the Junior A's to the Junior B's, has used that word, and every single one of them has talked about how cool it's been to be building something here. What can you say about what that culture is here now with the Lakers?
We're trying to bring winning back, and ultimately winning isn't the be all and the end all. This camaraderie that we were developing, though, and especially with that B1 team, a lot of first and second years from Abbotsford and Mission, our coaches have done a great job recruiting. I'm really happy. We didn't have the greatest draft in terms of where we were picking, but what we got and where we got it, that's been fantastic. Seabach has done wonders out there. Patterson out in Richmond, he's knocking out of the park out in Richmond. We would have liked to have him here, but B1 in Richmond, he has to stay there for his home association. But yeah, it's the whole vibe out here has been awesome. It's been really fantastic. Even after losses, the kids are still smiling and laughing and having a good time. Yeah, it's a whole different animal out here now.
What would you say the identity of this group is going to be from the junior A's down to the junior Bs as well?
Good question. Identity-wise, I think we're going to really surprise people. I think for the most part, I wasn't too sure until I saw what we had out there. And then if you look at the size of some of our guys coming back from school and such, guys that I hadn't seen before at all, and getting to know guys like Jeremy Lunt, who hasn't played in a couple of years due to injuries and things, he's huge. I think he's 6'4", 6'5". And then you see like Tommaso just came back. I just saw him. These guys are all over 6'3" type guys, a couple 100 pounds. I think defensively we're going to be very sound. I really like our goaltenders. Gil just got back in town, but with Morrison, we've seen him now for a couple months in the outdoors and anything indoor in a couple exhibition games. So our back end is going to be really solid, but our offense, when I just looking at the names, it's going to be exciting to watch. It's going to be a different kind of feel out here.
One of the general managers with this group that likes to stay a little more behind the scenes, Christian Del Bianco, one of the best goaltenders in the world. How much does having somebody like him on this staff benefit the group overall, both the players as well as the management?
Not just Christian, but having these guys that play pro lacrosse, and then a guy like Kirkby who comes with the huge numbers that he put up when he played. I think all the kids look up to him. But obviously a guy like Del Bianco, especially with our goaltenders, you can't speak enough about that for what the kids feel about him, and you could just see it in the way they look up to him and the respect they have for him.
Good luck this year.
Thank you very much.
Third and final period, just moments away. And if you're a fan of the Burnaby Lakers, well, thanks for joining us on Junior Lakers TV. But your team's got a bit of a mountain to climb here. 2 separate lengthy runs they have surrendered in 2 separate periods against the visiting Coquitlam Adanacs. In the first period, it was a 4-0 run that stretched over the span of about 5 minutes. And then in the second period, I mean, it included the late goal right at the tail end of the first period by Matty Dane. But 5 straight goals to open up that second period. And that has brought them to an 11-3 lead through 40 minutes of action. Declan Morrison remains the goaltender for the Burnaby Lakers despite not starting this game. He's made 20 stops on the 25 shots that he's seen so far. Owen Byers with an .885 save percentage, stopping 23 of 26. Xander Freeman, Nathan Chalmers, and Parker Kennedy. 15 points split between the 3 of them, each putting up a 5 spot. For Burnaby, it's Kian Yarjo leading the way with a goal and 2 assists, and that is your B&B Contracting second period review. Jake Renshin, he's had all sorts of chances in this game, nothing to show for it yet. Waddy looking for Batistin, and he touched down in the crease and then was next to touch, and thought that was maybe going to be a delay of game call. So he threw that to the corner. The officials will say play on. Trailer, Hartley, now Kennedy. 8 points last Friday versus Burnaby. Now he's up to 5 and still with a period to play. Calderoni, shot, scores! Well, I think fans of University of Princeton have seen that goal before. Shot on the run. Big windup. I mean, it's almost like they're hiding their stick. And when I say they, I mean the players that have a ton of success at the field lacrosse level. It's almost as if they're hiding their stick behind their body while they're running. Tough to read for a goaltender, and that one comes 59 seconds in, and maybe another one. Charbonneau can't beat Morrison low. Now Payne throws it towards the middle of the floor. Michael Hibbert will cross over. Caden Urquhart. Just 3 forwards on the floor right now. Oscar Lucas comes on as the 4th. Liam Connors as number 5. Attempted pass behind the goal. Olsen got a piece of it. And now Owen Eckert will make his way over the line. Owen Eckert, a real versatile player for this Coquitlam group. Plays the role of a defender, but I remember early on in the Junior A season last year, I think before the Adanacs got all of their college players back in town, Eckert was playing a good amount of time out at the O gate. Played some offense at the junior B level too. Now Tommaso Biron. Back to Connors out for another shift. Out of Denver, Colorado. Denver, Colorado. Oh my. Yarjo's shot goes wide. He dropped his stick. Rebound falls to Connors. Spins on McElhargy, rolls on McElhargy, gets it to Renshin, who shoots from way downtown, and the lawn easily can pick up that loose ball. Kennedy, Hartley, shot wide. Weinstein has a chance to pick it up. Kennedy forechecking, nice pass up to Biron. If you want to keep up with all the highlights, and I mean, we've seen some highlight reel goals in this game. Make sure you give Trickshot a follow on Instagram. Keep up with all the clips coming from every bit of lacrosse that they're broadcasting throughout the summer months. Make sure you send them a message. Let them know where you're watching from. Oscar Lucas can't muscle through Jordan Reed. Got a couple of texts throughout the game, actually, from people watching from afar. You heard from Jeff Fisher in the intermission. Saw him earlier today. He mentioned he was going to be watching from home. Adanacs president James Abbott, I know he's watching too. Throw $1 into the tally there, James. Here's Connors. I mean, yeah, I guess you're right. Technically $2. Adds up fast, doesn't it? Now Yarjo behind the goal. Burnaby's tried the dunk a couple of times. Urquhart tucks back. 6 seconds to shoot. Connors fires. Nice left pad stop by Owen Byers. McNamara. Partial 2-on-1. Calderoni robbed by Morrison. With speed off the bench. Morrison stayed right with him. Now Wrenchin has it. Batistin. Lucas, the late man in to Batistin. He'll stop up. Pass may have taken a deflection. Lucas did a good job to settle it, but then his stick was slashed as he made the pass through the middle. Burnaby trying to just dump this into the corner, and Daniel Batistin did a good job of doing that. Parker Kennedy switches to his usual left hand. The seas part, he scores. I think I said it off the top. When you're hot, you're hot. Parker Kennedy gets his 4th of this game. And are we going to see another goaltending change? It looks like we will. Morrison making his way to the bench, and Arjun Gill putting his uppers back on. Gill did start this game. Pulled a couple of times in the first period. Oh, and now the officials say that Gill took too long to get his gear ready, so Morrison goes back to the goal. So let's press pause on the goaltending change. Barrar scores. Well, the pause button only hit for a couple of seconds. Now Gill will go back into the net. Morrison looks frustrated, and rightfully so. The Adanacs up to 58 shots. We're just over 5 minutes into this final period. Barrar picks up his 4th of the campaign. 13-3. Check that, 14-3. The Adanacs now leading. Olsen is back on. Freeman clearing space for him. Calderoni winding. Backhand feed. Chalmers airborne scores. I mean, the internal competition right now between Nathan Chalmers and Parker Kennedy is just outrageous. Every goal that Kennedy has scored, guess who scores the next one? It's Nathan Chalmers. And those two 5th years, they continue to lead the way. Now Kennedy up to 6 points, 5 of those being goals. Chalmers with his latest goal will be up to 6 points as well. White, Urquhart, defender goes down hard, and Byers sprawls back to pull that off the goal line. A couple of times in this game, we've seen him pull off some close calls. Kennedy, Chalmers back on. Here's Dane, sidearm feed, Kennedy galloping top side, can't get around Weinstein. Pass is bobbled, Hartley picks it up. He'll split on Biron, go to the goal and scores. Oh, and he took a little contact down low. That looked dangerously close to knee on knee. But he shakes it off, bounces right back up, and now the officials calling for a wipe of the floor down at the Lakers crease. And that'll bring on Lakers captain Jeremy Lant to play the role of janitor for this game quickly. Lant's been out for a while now. A little bit banged up, and they would love to get him back into the lineup any one of these days if he's fit. But you have to love, I mean, to have a captain that, despite the fact that he's injured, despite the fact that he can't get into some games here as of late, well, I'll finish that thought in a moment. Here's Harvish Blight on a breakaway stop by Byers. You have to love that your leader stays on the bench to run a gate. He's out there for warm-ups as well, talking to guys, checking out what the other team is doing, and giving his team some insight going into the game. And have had a couple opportunities to chat with him throughout this season, especially early on. And a very vocal leader. Have to imagine that continues in the dressing room as well. Just a real good leader for this Burnaby group is Jeremy Lant, and hopefully we can see him back into the lineup sooner than later. Wrenchin. Oh, that had a chance. Caught the jersey of Byers. Reset goes the way of Burnaby. White can't avoid the crease. I believe that was Barrar behind the goal, out muscling his man. Now Charbonneau. He's had a good game on the defensive end as well. A couple of massive hits in the second period. Now Kennedy, one more and he's got the sock trick. Same could be said for Nathan Chalmers by my stats. Chalmers flips. Hard pass into the corner. That will trickle down towards Biron. He'll pick it up now as Gill made that last stop. Now Biron with Chalmers forechecking. Just gets over the line in time. Waddy. Feed to the corner. Connors has had a few chances to score in this game. He also set one up back in the middle period. Check that, it was the first period. It's Connors with a low shot, and that goes off the end boards and into the rafters. Now a chance to run for the Adanacs. Olsen gets over top. Now Freeman wants it. He'll get it at the half wall. Gets the defensive matchup with Will Weinstein. It's Matty Dane over to Hartley. Back into the corner. Here's Freeman. Gets topside, skips. Chalmers with a good jab step. Little room to shoot. He'll pass instead, and a blind shot around a screen. Rebound off the Gill stop, and that'll be picked up and carried forward by Michael Hibbert. Freeman exhausted after that shift. Doesn't want to forecheck all too much. As Wrenchin looking to get through a double team now on his wrong side. Keeps his feet moving on Charbonneau. Does a lap behind the goal. Now to the outskirts. White is going to get it back from the righties. He'll drive and shoot. Byers kept the stick down. A nice save there with 10.5 to play in this final period. Jordan Reed. Olsen slowing things down as there's changes being made behind the play. A no-look feed over to Matty Dane. He'll pick it up from the bounce. Dane, hard pass. Kennedy on his toes. He'll skip back over to Chalmers. Gets the screen. Dane was open for a moment. Chalmers will shoot, and Gill settles that down into his stick. Up to Payne. Another member of this leadership group for the Lakers. Yarjo will get it over to another assistant captain in Oscar Lucas. Batistin also dons an A on his uniform. Waddy, shot around the defender. Lucas has it. He'll spin, find Batistin, a riser, and that goes cleanly out of play. Thought that may have rung off of a defender and out. Now McNamara. Hartley. One-time shot. Nice chance from Miles Archibald to get into the mix. That one bounces back over the center line. Free clear for Burnaby with 9:22 to play. Lucas is going to run point. 3 lefties strong for Burnaby. Wrenchin. Urquhart. Batista on the screen. Set play for Burnaby. Lucas shoots, scores. They get one back, and finally Lucas gets onto the board. He had been held with just one assist to this point in the game. The Adanacs have done a phenomenal job of limiting him and his chances. This time, though, on a set motion, he's able to find some space and get that underneath of Owen Byers. And the lead is cut now 16-4. Now Kennedy. Late man coming is Chalmers. Hofer in a battle with Dane. It's Freeman. There's a man open in Chalmers' far side. Kennedy couldn't get the pass off. He'll drive to the middle. A backhand shot that goes wide. Might be time for the Lakers to start to think about shutting it down for Wyatt Hofer. Once again, heavily limping to the bench. Just in a game that feels out of reach. I mean, you know Wyatt Hofer doesn't want to miss any time. Nobody wants to miss any time, especially the fifth-year players. But you just don't want to make an injury that could be, maintained or handled any worse by a player that just does not want to miss any time. We'll see. He's back into the lineup. And there's a penalty on the play to Hibbert for holding. So Coquitlam is going to go to the power play. Hibbert doesn't like the call. And it'll be another Del Bianco contracting short man opportunity for Burnaby. They killed off the last one from the Adanacs. Back then, it was finally a power play that was not scored on between these two teams. Coquitlam comes into this chance 2 for 3 on the game. Dane will run point. Oh, Kennedy didn't miss that by much. May have caught crossbar. Dane will pick it up again near center floor. Calderoni is going to be the far side shooter. Kennedy at the near side. Dane, low shot, glove stop by Gill. Burnaby bench makes sure to get loud for their goaltender after that save. Hartley, Chalmers, Dane, Calderoni shot, blocked. Hibbert likes that in the box. Chalmers skips over to Kennedy again. Dane off the post. Gill may have caught a piece. He's got to get back up to his feet now as Kennedy will shoot. That's a big rebound off the stick save. Calderoni shot blocked by Payne. There's a pun in there somewhere. Now Dane winding, firing. Gill with another stop. You need your goaltender to be your best penalty killer. Oh, now a turnover. Hartley shoots. Another save by Gill. Gauthier. Now Payne. And just some miscommunication at the Burnaby bench. Looked like that was again going to be an easy clear. Hofer is onto the floor, limping his way into formation. Another miscommunication. Gill with a bailout stop. And now that'll be picked up by Hofer. He's going to sprint despite the pain. He'll get over the line, kill some more of this clock, and the Lakers can kill off another Coquitlam power play as the holding penalty to Michael Hibbert winds down to single digits. Just a gutsy effort in this game from Hofer. And we'll go back to 5-on-5 in the Swamp. Wrenchin, shot over top of everybody. Rebound from the save, picked up by McElhargy. Now Eckert. Freeman slows it down. Freeman and Hartley pairing up on the near side. Freeman has it. Down to Hartley. Waiting for a cutter back door. Chalmers can't beat Gill. Hobson has it. Freeman forechecking, and Gauthier is sandwiched between a pair of forecheckers. And look out, Hobson now has an Adanac tied up along the boards. I believe that's Chalmers. And somebody is not happy with the referees. Hobson going in to stand up for his man. Haven't seen an arm go up for a penalty to be called. But you can hear pretty clearly that somebody on the Burnaby side was none too pleased with the referees on that last sequence. Urquhart. Hard screen by Waddy. Those two each have a goal in this game. Oscar Lucas is the only left-handed forward for Burnaby who has been able to beat Byers. Lucas, Urquhart, and that's intercepted. Kyan Berard, check that. It's Sam Charbonneau who will get over. Through the middle, Archbold knocked down from behind before he could shoot. Now Gill able to recover on that with Archbold trailing behind everybody. There's a broken stick down on the floor as well. Now Connors with a shot. Big rebound available there in front, but Battiston just couldn't quite catch up to it. Now Kennedy. There's a man cutting through. It was Dane. Chalmers has it from Kennedy. Kennedy again, shot. Stopped by Gill. Rebound falls towards Dane. He's knocked down from behind. Xander Dong having his stick slashed by Chalmers, and Coquitlam will keep the play alive. Hartley, a bouncer. Chalmers has it. Check that, it's Kennedy. Hartley again. Chalmers was cutting through the middle. Kennedy skips. Dane, shot. Caught by Hobson. He didn't realize it. Gill will create some space for his defender. And the Lakers running out of time here to, I mean, even if you're going to lose the game, just try to build some momentum. A great stop by Byers on Caden Urquhart. The Lakers are back at it tomorrow night in Langley. Yarjo forced wide by Reed, and then he goes airborne to try to beat Byers between the legs. Kept his stick down. Oh, Biron has it. Some of the fans in attendance have joined in the heckling of the referees as well. I mean, say what you will about referees, it is a thankless job. You know, someone's got to do it, but it is a thankless job. Battiston knocked down. Berard will scoop it up. Under 2 minutes now to play. The pace is just completely slowed down here. Kennedy, shot. Gill deflects it to the corner. Archbold tackled down by Hibbert. Everybody back to their feet.
Last to the plate.
And now a penalty coming up is Hibbert. Got tied up with Miles Archibald, and he's going to be finishing this game off in the sin bin, barring a Coquitlam goal. I mean, the penalty kill for the Lakers has been a bright spot here for them, killing off the last 2 straight Coquitlam power play chances.
Lakers penalty presented by New Light Goals and Fittings assessment number 31, Michael Hibbert, 2 minutes for cross-checking. Someone's penalty 19-14.
Final 30 seconds on. This is just a full lineup of defenders for Coquitlam in the offensive zone. They have no sense of going to the goal here. They just want to make sure that everything stays safe for their forwards, who are going to get the rest of the night off here. The Lakers will kill off another penalty to close out this game. The final 9 seconds are on. Biron draws the matchup late of Jordan Reed. But everybody is going to go their separate ways, and Coquitlam gets their bounce back after falling at the hands of the Victoria Shamrocks last game. They come into Burnaby, fire 72 shots in on the combination of Declan Morrison and Arjun Gill, and finish this game with a win. 16-4 is the final score. Again, Burnaby does get back after it tomorrow night in Langley. They will get back after it for the next home game next Wednesday, where they will host the Delta Islanders, a team which they have beaten this year. And they will try to continue their winning ways against that group as we get closer and closer to the BC Junior A trade deadline. Folks, it's just 2 weeks away, and it's going to come much sooner than you think. 16-4 the final score in favor of the Adanacs over the Burnaby Lakers. And that's another edition of Junior Lakers TV, brought to you by Trickshot. For the entire crew of Trickshot, for Matt, Shahab, my name is Bentino Farah. Good night from the Swamp.